So, if you just found this channel after my last video, this one is going to be a little more real than the last one. Sorry that there won't be a lot of jokes here, but I've always wanted this channel to reflect my true self, and this is just as true as Silly Thal knows. This is going to be one of those videos of mine that is kind of just a flow of thoughts, almost like a video journal entry, if you will. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you can pull something from that. With that, let's get into this little video. In full honesty, life has been a little more difficult in the last couple weeks. I'm not going to get into deep specifics. Some things are just better kept personal and don't need to float around on the internet. But it's just been one of those times that life throws you a curveball, and the next thing you know, you're laying in the dirt with a black eye and a missing tooth, wondering what the hell just happened in a blink of an eye. We've all had these moments, and while circumstances may greatly differ, the overall effect of a large life event is similar. It's a lot of mental processing and grieving, whether that be grieving the actual loss of someone or something, or the grieving of a chapter that is now past as you look towards a now less certain future. Within this process, I've come to realize some things, one of which is just how much gaming has helped me accept the struggle that life can throw your way. It might seem a little odd to attribute such a heavy topic to the simple act of playing video games, but I truly do believe they have had a massive impact on my development and character, and will continue to. This is something that ties back to what I have mentioned in my video, How Video Games Changed My Life, which, shameless self-promo in a more serious video I guess, but please go watch that video if you're interested in this kind of stuff. I'm very proud of that video and would love to see it gain a little more attention. I also think it really tells a story as to how video games can be such a large aspect in so many people's lives. Anyway, back on topic. I've realized games have helped my confidence when it comes to taking on difficult events in life. And weirdly enough, I believe that's because games have the ability to give us glimpses of these experiences through their stories and gameplay, essentially letting us practice going through real trials. Take this current event of mine, for example. A large, potentially life-changing event that takes all your focus away from other things for a while. You have that knot in your stomach from the stress of the situation, the lingering thoughts of the million what-if scenarios, and then that moment where everything really sinks in after the stress begins to abate after a few days. You begin to learn to navigate the complexities and come to a point of stability and confidence in your situation, but not until after some hardship. Sound familiar to anyone? I don't know about others, but this is almost the same process for myself getting through a difficult section of a game or a boss, obviously on a much smaller entertainment-based scale, rather than a large life event with real consequences. A difficult boss in a challenging game is certainly a large challenge that takes all your focus. Your heart may start racing as the stress of the challenge builds. You may fail the challenge several times, leading you to wonder what would have been different if you hadn't failed that one dodge or parry. And then you finally relax and allow yourself to analyze the situation and the complexities of it all. Suddenly, it clicks into place. Your movements reacting to the direct actions of your opponent, rather than acting out of pure instinct and adrenaline. You find a strange calm in the storm, the mountain in front of you no longer a daunting threat, but a challenge you are more than capable of conquering. I've thought about this comparison a lot before, even when I haven't been actively facing one of life's challenges. While even a boss in Elden Ring or God of War on the most difficult setting may be nowhere near the difficulty of a legitimate life event, it teaches us the stages of overcoming obstacles. It can give us a little more of that confidence that we know we can do something challenging, and the challenge in front of us doesn't have to be as terrifying. The shadow doesn't have to be as dark. I think this effect that games hold is something I felt even before knowing how to describe it. When I was around 11 years old, my mom started having a lot of health issues that couldn't easily be explained. She ended up being bedridden for months and ultimately taking years to get her health back on track. This, of course, was a difficult time, but also one I wasn't able to fully grapple with at my age. Most of my free time was spent inside, either watching YouTube or, yes, playing video games. I don't really know how best to describe my relationship to games at that time. They were a connection to other realities, escapes from the burdens of the real world. I think the best I can describe that feeling is like a hand reaching out, placed on my shoulder, telling me everything was going to be okay. This video is not me trying to tell you that video games replace therapy or are the only thing you need to process life's difficulties and traumas. It isn't even me saying that you will feel the same way I do about games. It is simply articulating my thoughts about video games and the impact they have had on me when working through the struggles of living in a broken world. I do genuinely believe that these pieces of art have more to offer than we look at on the surface. Being able to actively play a game and face challenges can be a lesson that we take to other parts of our lives. On top of that, the stories presented within these games may even help us get in touch with emotions that we've suppressed or engage with on a less regular basis, allowing us to feel things that we may struggle with feeling. And of course, for myself, making these videos is a positive outlet for expressing myself. Whether it be these little videos processing my emotions about a topic, or ranting about something, or expressing my creativity through a longer video essay format, I kind of look back at this channel as a little diary showing my growth through what I create, and I'm excited to look back and see how much I've evolved over time. I also would like to note that despite some of my life struggles, I am overall in a good place, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I have become the person I am today because of my struggles, both big and small. And as cheesy as it may sound, just as facing a boss can teach you new mechanics in a game and grow your skill set within that game, facing challenges within your life allows you to grow in your life skills and makes you a stronger person for it on the other side. I think that's going to be it for this video. I want you all to know I'm doing well. This video wasn't made out of sadness, it was made because I am grateful for the skills and experiences video games have given me, however silly that might sound. I'll be seeing you all soon, hopefully in my most ambitious video essay yet. I'm excited to share it all with you in the coming weeks. Until then, if you're feeling down, go boop a snoot.